The controversy surrounding MrBeast and his former employee, Kris Tyson, is just getting more and more intense. He's now facing new allegations from multiple people after one of the accusers named Nate posted Discord leaks from years back, which show MrBeast was in these conversations with minors in their Discord server where they were talking about sexual topics, making sexual jokes. And MrBeast, in his recent statement, denied that he was aware of the full scope of what, Ava Kris Tyson has done. Mm-hmm. However, the Discord leaks show that he actually was fully aware that he had these inappropriate friendships with minor fans. And I don't know how he's going to weasel his way out of this one. We'll get to that later, though. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in Discord leaks, you can see a screenshot where MrBeast allegedly is complimenting Kris Tyson's D size in the server with minors. You can see in the screenshots. We're not going to go into all the detail because I don't even want to be clipped reading what they talked about. But the original alleged victim of Kris Tyson, you'll recall, tried to defend him and say that he wasn't guilty of grooming or anything like that, and that they just had a weird friendship where they made a lot of innuendo jokes, but that ultimately he didn't think Kris Tyson was a predator or did anything seriously wrong. Yeah. That person has since recanted that statement and come forward after reading the Discord leaks saying that he was wrong. Yep. Here's what Lava tweeted. Based on the recent screenshots and messages, I would like to say a statement about the Discord. This was 5 or 6 years ago, and I thought I had a good memory of the situation, but I was wrong. After reading the chat logs, this stuff was inappropriate and wrong. I spoke based on my memory of the situation, and I still do not remember these conversations, but they definitely happened.
Before you go, that's one thing that's going to start happening more.
Yeah.
Like what's crazy is memories aren't as good as you think they are, right? And the world now is basically in transcript. So everything that you do these days, depending on how online you are, is something that will be reviewed back to you, and you're like, I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, but I think he shouldn't have made a statement if he didn't know that his memory was reliable, and the way that he remembered it all was his own interpretation of it from when he was 13 to 15 years old.
That's everybody's, and I think that it's going to be it would actually be detrimental to society for imagine everybody no longer trusting anything that they say or do or any of their memories because they know that the official record is out there. I mean, this is something that I worry about all the time. I think about how much do I actually remember about things that I say? And I contend in a lot of ways that being unsure is probably not healthy, but it's how I am.
It's good to err on the side of not being in private forums of discussion with minors.
Well, yeah, but I'm
regardless of whether any innuendo
I'm not talking about this. I'm saying just in general. But yeah, anything that comes up in your life now, whether it's on
people
Discord
have
or
receipts
any of these,
for everything, and you're gonna get corrected if you have a different interpretation than someone else.
But then people are going to say you're lying, and maybe you're not even lying. Maybe you just misremembered
why were you covering for him when it wasn't even intentional on his part? I don't think he was trying to defend him.
No, he wasn't.
He was just misremembering because this happened when he was a child. He continued saying, I spoke based on my memory of the situation. These conversations should not have happened with people at the age I was at the time. I strongly condemn them. I still believe I am not a grooming victim, but these conversations should not have happened with me and any other minor in this Discord. I was a minor in this situation and not the adult influencer who shouldn't have allowed this to happen. I did not see this as wrong at the time. This is only related to the Discord server, not any other statements I've already made about Ava Tyson. But yeah, the fact that MrBeast was in that Discord server and then in his public statement totally denies that he was aware of what was going on is insane, but he's just probably not going to be held accountable for it. In addition to that, Ava Tyson has also been hit with another allegation that was more serious. It was an allegation of SA by a former employee. someone who worked as an assistant for him for a long time, including as recently as Easter of this year.
Yes.
I read through this thread just so you guys don't have to. I don't think it's credible. I don't think the accusations are credible. It sounds like somebody who was maybe consciously or not consciously giving sexual favors for career opportunities, and it didn't work out for that person. So regardless of any of that, people are just going to see a headline that says, like, Ava Kris Tyson hit with new allegations.
And this will continue on.
And it just keeps on spiraling further and further. And I say that not to defend Kris Tyson in any way. I'm just saying that I read the whole thing, and I don't think that that person putting forth that accusation is a reliable narrator of the events.
I think the phrase used was one-sided sexual acts.
Right. Like, we're not going to get into the graphic details, but it just sounded like someone who had an unsatisfying experience, and now they no longer work for the company. But,
I did notice, like, this could be completely an aside, but I usually see like a MrBeast ad at the top of my Roku. You know,
oh, really?
We were talking on Friday
for the Amazon show.
We were talking on Friday about the calming effect of the Roku City screen.
Yeah.
Which I agree, it is unbelievably calming. And normally I see a MrBeast ad there that I did not see this weekend. I don't know if that was by maybe just changed.
Well, he's currently trying to cleanse his public image. One part of that was that he had to delete a hot dog that was under Kris Tyson's name on the Feastables website, or for the MrBeast burger restaurant items. It was called Kris's Kitty Dog. I'm not even kidding. That's the actual name of the hot dog.
It says discontinued. Sorry.
It was a beef wiener with Kris's signature sauce. That's the description of the kitty dog.
Okay, yeah.
That's just so prophetic almost. But anyway, the last thing was an alleged statement from Kris Tyson's sister. Now, we don't know for sure whether this was verifiably who she claimed to be, but let's just read that tweet. She said, "I'm his sibling. He, and yes, I use the correct pronoun, told me that he got fully aroused when he secretly stole my female clothes and put them on. He's deluded and disturbed, and it's 100% a fetish. He is narcissistic, and professionals have told him he needs a full psych eval." Now, I went to the account. It is STWest3. I went to the account and it was private and has the same profile picture as before, and you can see it in the screenshot. I wasn't able to tell if this is like verifiably Kris Tyson's sister or not, but people were saying it's not. I saw one reply say this is Sarah Elizabeth Tyson Westbrook, which would stand the STW in her username. Kris's sister is Sarah Elizabeth Tyson Westbrook and was in multiple MrBeast videos. Could easily be a fake account, but since it's private and the profile picture is nowhere to be found, it's clear it's her.
It does seem weird that a person with a private account would make such a public statement.
Yeah, let me just check
Also,
one more time if it's
more
up, because I can see right now it's STW, ST West 3, and I looked at the bio and it says, "Jesus saves, go follow him. I'm not going to accept your follow request."
I think the most important thing you can learn from all this is just the amount of secondhand, hearsay that's going to come out about any story like this. And what we found is that the truth gets muddled very, very quickly. As soon as something verifiable comes out, 10,000 impossible to prove things come out, and then everything gets watered down, and it actually takes away from the seriousness of these stories because people just throw their hands up and say, I don't know what's the truth.
Sure.
I don't know what to believe.
Well, there is one clip from an interview with Kris Tyson post coming out, post transition, that could corroborate the claim that allegedly his sister made in that tweet about dressing up in her clothes.
This one?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
I was 6 years old. My sisters went to camp. My parents were in the living room. I told my parents that I was going to build a popsicle stick airplane in my room. And then I went to my sister's room and went in their closet and grabbed as much stuff as I can. And I locked my door and I turned on Arthur. And it was the episode where there was ballerinas and I just pretended to be a ballerina and danced around my room. And from that moment on, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I know I need to hide it because I don't think the people, I don't remember exactly what made me hide it at such a young age, but I think it was just like, you know, growing up in that area, going to, you know, a very like, very, very religious. Well, all churches are religious, but this one was extra religious. Super religious.
Okay.
Yeah, so that seems to corroborate the claim, and it's a common thing that people talk about with how they realized eventually that they identified as trans. Very disturbing if the claims in that tweet are true. But I doubt that if that is his sister, that she wants to be dragged into this public.
Well, then,
beef.
I mean, that's a problem then, because then why,
You
like,
know?
voicing the story and then expecting people to leave you alone is insane.
But she's not really a public figure, so she probably just didn't know that it was going to catch fire and then put her account on private. You know, I'm saying if that is the real person that she claims to be.
Did the story to you just sound like there were too many specific details? Like remembering the Arthur episode, I don't know. Like it just
Like in the interview?
in the interview, it sounded made up to me.
I don't know. I know that he talked about another instance where he was still cross-dressing as an adult, and actually when he was roommates with MrBeast, and that Jimmy walked in on him while this was happening, and he said that Jimmy was like, "Hey, do you want to talk about anything?"
Yeah.
And that Kris said no. And then Jimmy just was like, "Okay," slowly closes the door.
Maybe it's more that
So I think he probably saw something.
maybe it's
coming,
my
you know?
bad memory. Maybe it's because I have such a bad memory. But just those specific details, even for a formative event at the age of 6, just seems over the top to me. But I could be wrong. But I could be wrong.
It's not, a reliable story, and it's really just, lending credibility to his new identity.
In 20 years, when these stories come out from the next generation of kids, they'll have chat logs from when they experienced these things, because everything will have receipts to it. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.